guys, welcome back. So, I just finished up that last video welding on them traps. I wanted to make another one of doing earth anchors. At the convention, I've seen a lot of different types of earth anchors. My favorite that I use, Freedom Brand Wolfangs. That's what I use. I make it myself. I buy the anchors themselves by the dozen and the ferrules by the dozen. And the cable, I mean, you buy it anywhere. 3/32, 7x7. I bought a guy's trapping lot out and ended up with this. So I got plenty of cable. So a lot of guys, I do have some of the Berkshires. A lot of the guys are going to the finned Berkshires or the Super Stakes or whatever they're called, so they can pull them back out easier. I have a puller that I made. It's in one of my first videos actually, of my puller that I made for these Wolfangs. It's super easy. Anchors can get expensive. I mean, you think you've got, $150 to $200 per dozen of traps. Well, if you run, I think I'm up to like 75 coyote traps, something like that. Well, that's, figure that up on all your anchors. You could come up with some money quick. So I make all mine. It's time consuming, but it's worth it. If you like tinkering with stuff, a lot of guys went with the chain. They can do, they just buy them with the chain on them, which more power to you. I've never had a problem with the cables. That's just me. Chains would be nice. They bunch up. They don't take up as much room in a bucket or whatever. But what I do is I start with, I believe it's been 20 or 21 inches worth of cable. So what I'll do, I have a notch on my bench. I'll just measure it out. Cut it off. Piece of cable. I just use these cable snips. One of these days I'll spend the money on a bench swager and a bench cutter, and this would be a lot easier for me, but I just haven't yet. Maybe when I'm done buying traps, I'll buy stuff like that. So what I do, I take my double ferrules. You need 2 double ferrules and an anchor. Pretty simple. There's nothing complicated about it. Run that through. And my cable's messed up. So get it through your ferrule. You got to get the right size ferrules. And then give yourself plenty of slack. Run it back through. Just until it's barely out, like that. And then hold it. And then I don't like any slack down at the bottom. Just enough to hold the anchor. This is where the bench swager comes in nice, because then you can just put that in there and crimp it. Like I said, I don't have one of those, so I use this. I put that down, hold it there, get my BFH, give it a couple taps, and it'll hold it. then I just smash it down flat. That's not pulling through there. I don't care how hard you pull, that will not pull through. You can see, maybe you can't, I don't know. But it's got that cable tight in there. And then for the other side, I do the same thing for my loop. A nice set of cutters would make this easier because it don't mess up the cable as much, but we manage. Man, not too often I have this kind of problems. It's always gonna kick my ass when I'm on video. I think that's just the way it's gonna go for me. So we'll get this put in there, loop it around, give yourself plenty of space so you don't have to kink your cable until you draw it tight. Go figure. Man. Fighting me. It's my cutters, but just gonna cut the very end of it off. Stop messing with it. There we go, nice clean cut. There we go. So, same thing on this side. We're going to pull that down to a loop. I don't like a huge loop. There's no reason to have a big loop there. We do the same thing. We just hold the loop. Just a couple taps. On the end, it sets the cable. And that's that. That's my anchors. They are from top to bottom, anchor flat, about 16 inches. That's starting out with a 21-inch cable. So that's how I make my disposable stakes, earth anchors. So I make, I don't know, 50 a year, probably. I've only cut a dozen, maybe in the last 2 years. I pull them back out. And these Wolffangs, they're really thick. I've never had them flatten out. I've never had them pull out. I've never lost a coyote. That's how I make them. It's a little bit more time consuming. You know, you get a bench slager and a nice cable cutter. You could do them in half the time, but I start early every year. I'm not pressed for time. I need 3 dozen more of them this year. I might do about 5 dozen just because I am gonna run some on my coon, my dog proofs. So yeah, that's how I make them. It's super easy. It's not real time consuming. You know, once you get in the groove of it, you can make one every 5 minutes. I mean, it doesn't take that long. So, what are some of your guys' ways that you make anchors, and what anchors do you prefer? You know, I started using these and they've worked, so I haven't really had a reason to go anywhere else. I like the drivers. I mean, the driver it's a double tool for me. I use it to make dirt holes sometimes, like mouth holes, depends on where I'm at. Corner of in hay fields and tall grass, I like to make a smaller dirt hole about the size of a golf ball, and your driver works great for that. And then I use these. So that's how I make them, guys. Like before, leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. How you guys set them up, what you use, cables, chains. You know, I'm up for whatever. I do like the earth anchor systems. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like and subscribe, share the channel if you want. Thanks, guys.